Okay, guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm not going to take your time. This is just a short video on the trucking industry. For the last 2 months, precisely, I can say we've been taking a hit and we've been watching and looking at things from, a distance to see how things are going to turn around. Maybe we thought it's for maybe a short time. But I kind of realized that what is going on is this. The brokers have hijacked the trucking industry. And that is a fact of what I know because I have seen loads that are posted for 1900. When you call, they are trying to sell those loads out to you or book those loads out to you for 1500 or even 1300, but it's posted for 900. And I'm talking about this company now. I'm talking about it was posted on their platform, not even that load board or trucker path or trucker tool or anywhere. No, it was posted on the company's own site, and I told them it's there, and they took it down because you know why? They got away with it the first month. It went worse the second month. Now, even to December, we are coming towards when it's supposed to be booming because some people are taking vacation now. Some are spending time with their families. But we are on the road, delivering and making sure, we keep America moving because trucking is about keeping America moving. We keep America moving. Without the truck drivers, guys, we are very important in this industry. Everybody is important, but the truck drivers are very important because we move the product from the warehouse to the customer, and from the customers to the warehouse, whatever direction it goes. If the truck don't move it, nobody gonna buy it in the store. But the purpose for this video this morning is to really elaborate on the greed of the brokers and what we in return as truckers need to do. Because if we don't do something, already truckers are giving up their trucks. Truckers are turning in their keys. And they are doing exactly what the brokers, some of them want them to do. Because some of these brokers, they are with big corporations. I don't want to mention name. They are with big corporations and industry in this trucking industry that we as truck drivers have left to go become independent contractors and having our own companies. But it doesn't sit well with them because people keep leaving and going to have their own trucks to own their own company. So now, these big trucking companies are fighting back, who are also brokers, who are also freight brokers. And they are trying to use the advantage of destroying the market. And some of these other brokers too, who are not trucking industries, they have also teamed up with some of these brokers. Like I said, I don't want to call trucking company name because I don't want to be sued that I mentioned their names and whatever. I don't know what rights are reserved on that area, so I don't want to go there. I'm not going to mention names of these big companies. But if you're in the trucking industry, you should understand what I'm talking about. They used to pay us 50 cents or 60 cents, but now we come to realize that when they are making, you driving that truck as a driver, that corporation is making $15,000, $20,000 a week on that truck. But how much are you taking home as a trucker? You're taking home probably 2,000 or 1,500 or 1,800. And you are happy because you know what? I'm content, I'm making good money. But you are making good money regardless on that truck. Now you decided to go out on your own to buy your own truck. Even when you put your company under them, they still try to rip you off when you are operating under their authority. They take 25%, 35%, but the question is of how much, of what? 25% of what? 25 or 35% of what? They still don't tell you because that load might be paying $3,000 or $4,000, but they tell you that load is paying $2,000 or 1,500. Did you see the original rate confirmation from the shipper? No. It's what they show you and what they have doctored. or put on their load board when you are doing a lease purchase. But they are so greedy, it's not still enough for them, that people have left them to go have their own companies. And now they have 30, 40,000 trucks, 10,000 trucks, 20,000 trucks, no drivers. So they decide to pull a string to go out there and begin to mess up with their rates. And they have been consistent on their rates when you lease with them or when they are booking loads with you on the load board. But the wicked thing now that is going on, these other brokers too, because they realize that the shippers are paying well, because the shippers are the problem. That's why you're seeing inflation in the grocery store. Whichever grocery store you go, or fuel, prices are gouging up. They are gouging up. Because why? They are paying a lot of money to get their freights into the country and to move their freights. But the only person who is not getting from this money now is the truckers, because when Trump was in office, we bought fuel, diesel, for $2 and under, or $2.35 at most, till the time he left office. To fill one of your tank or both tanks, it's like $400 or under, or $350, till it went to $400, $500. Now, to fill up your tank is going to be about $1,000 if you are driving my kind of truck, a Volvo Ace. $1,000 for me to fill up my tank, both tanks. But they want to pay you for a load going 1,000 miles, or for a load going 600 or 700 miles, they want to pay you 1,200. If you're driving my kind of truck, and what kind of fuel I consume at 6 miles per gallon, or 5.8 or 6.2, bro, it's not possible. You're not making money. You have insurance, you have truck payment, you have to do oil change, tires, maintenance, all those things, and you got to pay yourself. Don't forget that. You got to pay yourself. The overhead cost, fixed cost, and variable cost, all going to affect you. But these brokers don't care. They are greedy, they are selfish, and they are self-centered. And the same war, I repeat, what? War they have waged against the trucking company, they don't care at this point. We shut our companies down and go find something else to do. They don't care, because you know why? They want people to shut down and go back to them, because they are very greedy. They want for themselves. They want to better up their lives and the lives of their children. Their children don't work regular job. No. Their children go to private schools or great schools, and they go to universities, graduate, wasting money, lavishing money, driving good cars, living in good houses, and after that, they come run their father's businesses and companies, or their parents' businesses and companies. Some of them, they are senator kids, governor kids, because they are involved in this business too. Or they have money in there. But they don't want you and I to succeed. That is the greed about rich people. They want to keep getting rich and the poor getting poor. They don't want us to rise to the middle class and come to the place where we can be 6 figures and make millions and get to the top. They don't want you to grow. So the wickedness they have implemented to shut us down, either way, if this don't change, by January, a lot of owner-operators and small companies are going to shut down. Because why? They can't afford the expenses to run with all the expenses they have. And already a lot are shutting down, and more about to shut down. But I'm telling you right now, if you are listening to me and listening to me well, forget about all the theory and speculations of what you are hearing or what they are saying. I'm telling you reality now. After thoughtfully considering this and prayerfully considering what I'm saying, I'm telling you this now, and you need to take it very serious. Forget about all this, oh, it's a war in Iraq. It's a lie from the pit of hell. Because before the war in Iraq started, fuel prices have been going up. So the war in Iraq, the war in, what's the country's name? The war between Russia and whatever the country name is. I'm sorry, I just woke up this morning. My thought is not too clear to even think about this country having the war with Russia. Ukraine. The Ukraine and the Russia war ongoing. It has nothing to do with this. Because you know what? If the Ukraine war has something to do with this, then guess what? The shippers are supposed to pay less. and the brokers take less. The truck drivers take less. We all take a cut. But if the shippers are paying for the loads, but because of the greed of the brokers and these big corporations or trucking industries that are trying to frustrate us, the smaller companies, trying to put money in their pocket to starve and take bread from you and I, that's a no. What we need to do right now, if we do this right now, truckers, we're going to take control back. Right now, we have lost it. The brokers are completely in control. The big corporations are completely in control. The only person losing right now is we, the trucking companies, the smaller trucking companies, and the truck drivers. We need to shut down. If we have to shut down for November, December, let's shut down, because you know what? We are the most valuable people in this industry that sit behind the wheel. We leave our wives, our children, our family, our mothers, our fathers, and go on the road. Do you know how many marriages are being destroyed behind truck drivers? Because some truck drivers are out there sleeping around, doing stupid stuff, and they're losing their marriage. And they leave their wives at home. The wives also are cheating, doing stupid stuff, and they are losing their marriages because the man come on and find out the wife is cheating, or the man come home, the wife find out is out there doing stupid stuff. With the risk of doing this job, you are losing your family. Some of you, you blame your kids. Your kids aren't doing right. Your kids aren't doing right. But the question is, you are not there to raise them, right? When a man is in the house, your masculinity, your presence as a man takes charge to keep your children in check. Especially when you have boys. Even girls too, sometimes they don't listen to their mothers. But when a father is in the house, there is a way you put your foot down that the mother cannot. And the kids, they manipulate situation. But you are not there to raise your kids. The most valuable thing in your life is your family. To take care of your family or your parents, you are losing all that to be on the road. That's the compensation you have, making good money to come to take care of them and let them know that, listen, I want you guys to have a good place to live, good food to eat, and to take care of you. But the only way I'm going to do that, I'm doing this job that brings in money for us all. But now, with all the losing you are losing, with all you are sacrificing, I call people like this idiots. Because you know why? They are selfish, they are greedy, and they are self-centered. They have decided to hijack the industry and keep it all for themselves. So they decided to come with a new facade. What is that? Let's mess up the rate and bring it down. Because now the gas price is high. They will not even make money enough to cover their overhead cost and to pay for their fuel and to pay their variable and fixed costs. They cannot afford it, and they will shut down. They will come back to us and we'll pay them cheap. It's a war. Somebody was telling me the other day that, maybe it's these big guys who are in the top. They are doing this because they are working with them. I said, listen, that's a theory. I don't know. It might be true or false. War in Ukraine and Russia, get out of the equation. Because if that was the reason, then the shippers need to pay less. Brokers get less. Truck driver gets less. But the only person getting less at this time are the little companies and those trucking companies who don't have brokerage. I can choose to take my son. My son is going to be 21. I can let him do brokerage, whereby I can have a broker license and be a broker. But that's being selfish again, because you know what? I just got myself out of the equation to go find the other side and be just comfortable. But if we want to continue to thrive, continue to excel, and to keep the trucking industry the way it is, let everybody get their fear cut, then we need to shut down the whole trucking industry. America, Canada, I don't care what. Everybody shut down. Let's see who is the boss. Let's see if these few big corporations who think they are in control, they are able to move America. You know how many millions of freights are moving every week, every month? They cannot afford it. They cannot move it. But they are greedy. They are selfish. They want to pay peanuts. And they want to expense at the suffering of other people. But we got to rise up and declare the same war they declare on us. We're declaring the same war back at them. That's my take. Listen to this video, share this video. I don't give a root what whoever opinion is or where they stand in society or what they choose to do. But let me tell you something. This happened in the church. I was reading the book of Acts, Acts chapter 12. The Bible says, it pleased the Jews that they beheld James and killed James, the brother of John. And when they saw it pleasing to the Jews, they proceeded to kill Peter. But they arrested Peter to lock him up in prison, waiting after the feast, the Passover is over, they were going to bring him out and kill him too. Because you know why? They test the waters. They see no revolt. They didn't see any issue, any problem. So they say, hey, let's do it again. Let's go to the next level. So they began to proceed to go create the mess the more. But I like what the Bible says in verse 5 of that same chapter, chapter 12 of the book of Acts. The Bible says the church now rose up and began to pray, making intercession for Peter to be free. And when the church revolted and began to pray, the Bible says Peter had an angelic visit, because heaven will not move until prayer leave the earth. Heaven moved. Angel was discharged from heaven to rescue Peter from prison, and Peter was brought out of prison. He thought it was a dream, because soldiers were put around him, guards were put around him. They took him out of there, walked through the gate, walked through the main gate, and led him out. And he went. When he went knocking on the door of the other disciples, the damsel came out. They thought it was an angel. They said, no, it's Peter. Peter is here. Because God stepped into the scene and brought Peter out. You see, this is for church folks and those who are in church. You also need to begin to fast and pray. Begin to fast and pray. Begin to seek the face of God. Begin to call on Jehovah God Almighty for an intervention in this industry. And those big corporations who are doing this, we are praying for them to go out of business. I don't care how long they have existed, how long they have lived. They are enjoying, and their children, they have laid wealth for generations to come. They are making money, they are making a fortune. Of what? Using the masses. But it's time for things, for the table to turn around. Let them shut down. Let their own children become bankrupt and don't have money to even raise their own kids. Let them go there and find a good job, like we all do find a job, and go work. But you know that is going to happen? We got to rise up and begin to pray too. But while we are praying and see the divine intervention of God in the situation, again, we need to shut down. Get their attention. That the foolishness you are doing, it needs to stop. This is foolishness. Leave your comments on this video. I really appreciate it. And pass it on to your page, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, wherever. Keep it rolling. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.